and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. This is your host Shabik here today, and in this episode I have a Frenchman with me who has been riding solo on his two-wheeler, a Ducati bike. He has covered more than 43,000 kilometers and has crossed around 17 plus countries and has finally landed up in Guwahati. His name is Mr. Pierre. Pierre, a warm welcome to our show.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for giving us the time.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
So let's kick off today's interview with a very interesting question. Your journey as a vlogger.
As a vlogger?
Yeah.
Okay.
What inspired you to become a YouTuber?
It came very late, actually. I was already in Pakistan when I started. So if you look on the map from France to India, Pakistan is next door pretty much. So I should have started, from France, but I just didn't have that in me. I just didn't think about vlogging, All I was doing was just taking pictures and putting them on Instagram for my friends to see and my family. But then in Pakistan, I started to discover that, okay, now this is a different world compared to my home country. So that's when I decided to use the GoPro camera and upload on YouTube. Okay. Yeah.
So I think you were stuck in Pakistan for around 7 months, right?
Yeah, 10 months actually.
10 months. So
yeah, long time.
So you had a lot of free time to think about starting YouTube.
Yeah, we can say that. Yeah, absolutely.
So basically your motivating factor was to show it to the world how you're traveling, or you wanted to educate everyone that how difficult is it to ride solo?
Not about how difficult it is, but more to show people from the country I am in the places they cannot go to. Okay. So for example, now in India, I know most of my followers are actually based here in India, and I know they are happy because I can show them places they don't have a chance to go. Okay. So that's the main reason why I do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So other than vlogging, what do you do for a living?
Nowadays, vlogging is my main occupation. Okay. I'm also working part-time for a startup based in Netherlands.
Okay. So is it a tech startup or?
Yeah, it is tech startup. Yeah, crypto.
Nice.
Crypto startup. Yeah.
So what do you think about foreign vloggers coming to India? We have seen a lot of foreign vloggers, especially coming to India, because they know they will be getting a lot of viewership from this country.
That's true.
So what do you think on those lines? Do you think on those lines, or?
It obviously counts, but I mean, I think I stand out a little bit because of I'm riding. I'm here for a while. Obviously, India is a huge country. So if you start riding in India, you're going to be here for some time. So of course it's good. It's a good opportunity for me to increase my following base, so to speak. But India is such a diverse country that when I go on a bike and ride, I don't even think about how many views I'm going to get. I'm just want to show the world how India is, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you enter India, basically?
From Wagah border. Okay. So in Punjab.
In Punjab.
Yeah, Amritsar.
Was it in 2022?
2022. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so coming back to YouTube, you have been into YouTube maybe for around 1 year or so?
Yeah, about 1 year, a bit more than 1 year, maybe 14 months, 15 months now.
Okay, so along with a lot of appreciation that you have been receiving from a lot of your followers, I'm sure that you must be receiving a lot of nasty and negative comments, right?
Yeah, of course.
So how do you cope
it's part of the game.
Right, so how do you cope up with that?
It's interesting. At the beginning, it's a bit weird because you don't really understand why people are so negative. But then I guess you just get used to it and you just ignore them. That's it.
Okay. So now that the last video that actually went viral in Assam was that when Pierre celebrated his Holi.
Yes.
Along with your girlfriend Saliha, right?
Yes, with Saliha, yes.
So I personally have seen your video landing up on my friend's timeline a lot of times.
Okay.
So coming to those lines, when did you actually realize you were famous?
Holi?
When did you actually realize you were famous?
Oh, no, I wouldn't use that word, famous. That's some people do recognize me when I walk in the streets of Guwahati, but I think I've been in Northeast, as I told you, for a couple of months now. And yeah, just people, just greeting me in the street. So it's always a nice feeling. They appreciate your work and they always recommend you to go to different places, and also I do listen to their recommendation as well, of course.
Okay. And quoting the question, I would like to let the viewers know that we have been trying to get in touch with Pierre since at least a month. But it's been almost 30 plus days that finally today he had the time to come for the interview. So he's a busy man. So tell us something about your solo bike trip. Why did you take up this decision? And how many countries have you covered? And the thing is, it's not easy to go solo on a bike. So how tough was it to go ahead and take a decision like this?
Actually, the decision was a bit of a snap decision because COVID brought me to start this journey. Back in 2020 was the beginning of COVID, and then we had lockdown, and I really didn't have the best time. Let's put it this way. So then when the government started to talk on TV about a second lockdown, that's when I just quickly made up my mind to buy a motorbike and just sneak out of the country.
So you were in France?
I was in France at the time, yeah. So I've been living in Australia for the past, since like 2012. But at the time when COVID broke out, I had to fly back to France. So I spent some time with my family. And that's when I decided to start the journey pretty much. But to be honest, I bought the motorbike and I left on the same day.
Okay, so you got the motorbike from the showroom and you left for the journey from the showroom?
Yeah, not from the showroom. It was a second-hand bike.
Okay.
So I remember going to that guy's place with my bag, and I just, tied it up on the back of the bike and I just left right away.
From that guy, and you left from that place only?
Yes.
My God. Okay.
Yeah. He thought I was going on a weekend, and I told him, no, I'm going to Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Obviously, he did not believe me at first, but
I think he must be believing you now after seeing your video.
Yeah, because he's following me actually now. Okay. So yeah, he definitely believes me.
So I think you have covered how much?
17 countries. Yeah.
Countries?
40,000+ kilometers.
Okay, so how many countries are still left for you to be covered?
That's a very good question because, as I said to you, initially the plan was to go to Sri Lanka. And then ever since I left France, Sri Lanka went through some hard times, like economical crisis, and also I don't really have a plan in mind, to be honest. I came to Northeast because my intention was to keep on going east and cross Myanmar to join Southeast Asia, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. But unfortunately, Myanmar, they're also going through a very hard time. So I'm patiently waiting until they open again. Okay,
so I think it will be a long time since it will open because it's under the military junta.
Might be, so I'll stay here. I'll stay here in India. There's a lot of states I still have to go to. So.
Okay, so coming to the next question. During your journey, you have been exploring a lot of new places, meeting a lot of new people, experiencing new culture, traditions, and festivals. Yes. So, in this journey of yours, how has it impacted you as a person? Any life lessons that you have taken away from your journey?
Yeah, I mean, especially entering like the further away you get from Europe, the less people are materialistic, and they judge you less on appearances as well, which I like very much. I also learned how to live with just little, as opposed to Western societies where there's always a high demand when it comes to, It's just different. It's just very different, really. If I have one takeaway, I would say, now I can say that I'm able to live less sophisticated, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. You're happy with little things in life.
Yeah, exactly. You learn to, yeah.
Right. So I would like to ask you this question, but I think you have already answered it. It's basically, how do you afford to travel all around?
Yeah, so obviously the YouTube channel helps. Just to cover, I would say the minimum, like my daily expenses. I'm not a rich man. I don't have a lot of money in my bank account or anything, but as long as I can get going, and with my partner Saliha, I think just gonna keep going. And then obviously the more you grow your YouTube channel, the more it may attract sponsorships. And also, I'm not too worried about money. I don't have this money thing that I used to have in the past when I lived in Australia, where it's a lot money centered. Now, I don't, yeah, it's not my priority, let's put it this way.
Got it. I think your visit to Asian countries might have changed your thoughts.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, for sure. I mean, you see people are smiling, although they don't have much. So it obviously teaches you a lesson as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So my next question would be, why travel on a bike when you have an option of going around the world in a car?
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes with Saliha, we ask ourselves this question: what are we doing here? Like, we should be, seated comfortably in a car and driving, or in a van.
Right.
But yeah, riding, you have this freedom feeling that you don't have in any other, traveling in a car. So you can't compare really. You really have this freedom buzz when you're riding. It's you, the weather,
I think if I can rephrase your sentence in a better way, it's more of connecting to the nature on your bike.
You connect to the nature more. When you drive in a car, it's like you are watching a movie. When you are riding on a bike, you are an actor of the movie. It's very different.
Right. So can you just tell us a little bit about your bike, the Ducati Scrambler?
Yes, it's a very nice bike. To be fair with you, I shouldn't have bought that bike for such a journey, although I love it. But as I said, it was a rash decision when I left. So I just bought one motorbike and left. I didn't really think much. I should have bought like a touring bike, something a little bit higher, a bit more comfortable for long distance.
Right. I think for your journey, I'm not an expert, but I would like to recommend a BMW GS 1250.
Yeah, that's definitely the top shelf of the touring bike. Right. But yeah, that would have been more suitable here for sure.
Right. Okay, so I would like to know a little bit about your experience staying in Pakistan and Nepal.
Pakistan, Nepal, different countries, but like India, there are also a lot of similarities. Pakistan.
Can you tell me two similarities and dissimilarities between India and Pakistan, or India and Nepal?
I mean, lifestyle somewhat is similar. I mean, the street life, should I say, a lot is happening in the street. There's a lot of markets in the streets, a lot of buzz, things you don't have in Europe. In Europe, I would say it's more organized, like in shops, and not much is happening in the streets. Like in Pakistan and Nepal,
Got it. It's very similar to India, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Food is different. Food is much more diverse in India than in Nepal or Pakistan, I would say. Although I love food in Nepal, but each country has different seasons.
Right. So I have been following your vlogs. I've seen your struggle trying to cross from Nepal to India.
Oh yeah, that's part of it.
There was a point of time when Pierre actually got frustrated.
Oh, it happens, yeah.
So can you just tell our viewers about what had actually happened, and how difficult was it for you to get back to India from Nepal?
Yeah, so what happened basically is that there's something I didn't know. It's also my fault, but I tried to enter through the West Bengal borders next to Siliguri. But unfortunately, those borders are only open for Indian nationals and Nepali nationals.
The Panitanki one?
Yes.
Okay.
So those borders are only open for Indian or Nepali nationals, which I didn't know you had such borders. For me, before that, a country border is just a border for anyone. So then I started to go back and tried every single border on the way, and same thing. They were all closed one after the other. They was just shutting me down. So I had to do a detour of 1,000 kilometers just to be able to enter India. So that was definitely an experience.
So I think if I calculate the distance with terms to Indian states, you had traveled from West Bengal till Delhi, because there is an entry point from Nepal to India in West Bengal.
Yes.
There is another entry point from Bihar.
Yeah, that's the one I entered from Bihar.
There's another entry point called Sanauli border. That's in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
So I think you had gone to all these borders, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So coming back to Assam and Northeast, you had tried silkworms, rice beer at the Hornbill Festival,
yes,
right?
Nagaland, yes.
And you had celebrated Holi in Guwahati. which I'm sure many of the viewers must have watched because his video really went viral on Facebook. So, how was it trying silkworms and rider-Pierre in Hornbill Festival?
It's actually funny you mentioning this because last night I also had silkworms.
Wow.
Yeah, I just came back from Bodoland.
I believe you went to Kokrajhar, CIT,
yes.
right?
Yes.
University.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. I'm going to publish a vlog on that maybe tomorrow. And those are exotic food, so some food you can't try anywhere else. So for me, it's okay. I love to try those kinds of food.
Wow.
For my partner, Salia, it's a bit more complicated.
Okay. I think snails is something that, people in France
Yeah, we do.
very commonly.
I actually used to eat snails as a student.
Oh, wow.
Because it's kind of cheap and it's also yummy, with garlic butter. So, yeah.
So you love the snails over here?
Yeah, it's cooked very differently. More the Indian way, with masala.
Masala, spices and all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, coming back to Guwahati, what made you stay for such a long time in Guwahati? Have you fallen in love with Northeast or what?
Yeah, definitely. That's the way to put it. I still have some places to explore. As a matter of fact, we're heading back towards Arunachal in a couple of days.
You had already been to Arunachal once?
Yes, right? I have, but I only covered a very small part of it, Tawang area, which is very famous. But then we are going to head east of Arunachal. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. So, so are you aware that Assam is trying to get a Guinness World Record this time? If not, I would like to let you know that there are around 11,000 Bihu dancers. You know that Bihu is the state festival that's celebrated.
Yeah.
So April 14th is when 11,000 dancers in Guwahati will be attempting a Guinness World Record for the largest Bihu dance.
I didn't know about this. That's cool.
So, would you be interested to tag along and maybe go and watch the world record in making?
Yeah. So again, we've been invited to spend because I think you guys are celebrating. It's like New Year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's Bihu and it's also an Assamese New Year.
Yeah. We were invited yesterday to spend it in Kokrajhar area.
Okay.
I suppose there will be a lot happening in the whole Assam. So we're not sure yet exactly where we'll be, but if we're here in Guwahati, I'll be very happy
I suggest you take a look at it because it's a once in a lifetime experience that we'll be having.
So 11,000 dancers,
right?
Okay, so it could be 11,002 with us. Why not?
Absolutely.
I still have time to work on my dance move.
Absolutely. I think we would love to train you how to dance Bihu. If our viewers would like to watch it, then definitely we would love to teach you how to dance Bihu.
Why not?
Okay, so another question that I have for you is, as a foreigner traveling in India, what cultural differences have you seen in Northeast India and from the rest of the country?
It's a good one. I don't know. It's just sometimes you can't really put words to it. It's just different vibe. It's just people are just a little bit different. Obviously, also physically, if I may say so. But in terms of hospitality, I found the whole India very hospitable. However, I have only been to the northern states, from Punjab across to here, to northeast. But weather is a little bit cooler, which I enjoy very much. Food is also a little different, like more variety to it.
Less spicy, if I'm not wrong.
A little apart from Nagaland.
Oh yeah, Nagaland people love their
they love the king chili.
Chili host chili.
I still remember that. Meghalaya, like each northern eastern state has a different vibe. So I really like it. A lot of nature.
Right.
Yeah. National parks in northeast.
You have been to Kaziranga also.
Yeah,
right?
I have, of course. Yeah.
So how was your visit in Kaziranga?
Yeah, Kaziranga was great. I got to ride an elephant for the first time, which is very different from my bike, obviously. And we got to see rhinos and some other wild animals. So it was a great experience, riding an elephant in the morning with the sun rising up on the field. That was beautiful.
I think you had witnessed a rhino when you were on your bike on your way back to Guwahati.
Also the next day, because Kaziranga is so big, so if you're lucky, you get to see even rhinos in open field, which is something unreal.
And Assam is the only place in the world where you get one-horned rhino.
Okay.
Because there are rhinos in Africa also. Yeah. Those are two-horned.
Two.
One-horned rhino is only and only found in Assam in the entire world.
I see.
So what you saw
special
in
breed. Special breed. Assamese breed. That's cool.
So when it comes to traveling solo, given the challenges that people often advise against such adventures, what do you think?
Look, I guess everybody is different. For me, I like it. I mean, a lot of my friends often were asking me, especially at the beginning, but aren't you lonely? Don't you feel like bored at times? But you never feel bored, because that's how actually you get to meet people. You know, where you are alone, you have no choice but going towards people if you still want to have a social life. Right. So you get to meet so many people, and then they obviously are also interested about you. Like, what is this dude doing on his own? So never alone, you know.
I think riding solo, I think, was a blessing in disguise for you, because that basically forced you to go ahead and mix up with the local populace.
Exactly. Yeah, that's spot on. I've been traveling before that trip to Asia, to all the parts of Asia, especially when I used to live in Australia. And when you travel with your mates, you tend to stay with them. You know, you don't really go and meet the locals and not. Well, when you are alone, you have to.
Right. So in your solo trip, what were the major challenges that you faced?
I would say crossing borders and sometimes trying to work out. So as I said before in this interview, I don't revolve around money as I used to, like making money and, to have a special, like certain social status within the society, because all I want to do is keep on enjoying and riding. However, you still need money to carry on the trip. So sometimes trying to figure out how I'm going to keep, going. Am I going to have enough money to keep on riding? Something a lot of my followers are asking me, like, how do you do? It's a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot of work.
Traveling around the world solo is a very costly affair.
Yeah, so that's something you can also. It's all depends on your lifestyle, Luckily in India, it doesn't cost so much to per day, let's say. So I have a strict daily budget that I try to stick to as much as I can, and I just go from there.
Okay. So have you crashed your bike apart from the one in Nepal that we all saw?
No. I never really. I never had issue really.
Okay.
Like even like this is not even a crash for me. This is just me falling like stupid things. Like dropping the bike. I did it like 10 times, but having really like a physical crash with, no, never. Yeah.
Okay.
Touch wood.
So I'm sure nothing wrong will happen with you. Because you are a very responsible rider. From all the videos that I have seen, many of the riders pick up speed, but in places as lucrative as expressways, he ensures to maintain his speed between 70 to 80 kilometers an hour. So that's being very defensive when riding and being very responsible when riding.
Yeah, and also I always keep that in mind, that if anything happens to me because I'm overspeeding, then it's the end of the trip,
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's over. I'm flying back home. So it'll be very silly. So for me, safety is priority when I'm on a bike.
Right. So in your journey, was there any point of time where you felt that today might be my last day on Earth? There are some places that are very risky that you have landed up on your bike.
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, that's also an interesting question actually, because some Western viewers may think that, what is he going to do in those countries? What is he doing? It might be dangerous, it might be this and that. But even in Pakistan, which is regarded as a potentially dangerous place, I felt safer than in my home country.
Okay.
So I know it might sound a bit silly to some of the viewers, but I never once felt in danger or anything. Same in India, of course, like Indian people, of course you have some places, anything can happen.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is anything can happen anywhere.
Anywhere.
So even for someone who is, let's say, from, I don't know, Paris, never leaves from Paris, something can happen to him there. He can be run off by a bus, he can be mugged off by criminals, anything can happen anywhere.
Absolutely.
So, no, not really. I never had that thought.
That's great to know. And, coming back to Guwahati again.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the traffic situation of Guwahati?
Terrible. Absolutely dreadful. I'm not going to lie to you, like now you just brought it up. I actually despise the traffic in India as a whole. But Guwahati is definitely on top. Yeah, up there with the amount of dust as well.
Okay.
But that's how it is, you can't have the best of both worlds. So, yeah.
Hopefully, the things will be better in near future.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If you have seen, there are a lot of flyovers being constructed. The roads are being widened.
Yes, yeah, you're building a lot of those over roads, or I don't know what you call them.
The flyovers.
Yeah, the flyovers.
Yeah.
So you just see, if any of those constructions company are watching now, please bring the level dust down. That would be great for everybody, because I see more and more people have to wear masks.
That's true.
So, yeah.
So now coming to a very interesting segment of our talk show today. There is a round that we call a rapid fire round, where I ask you questions and you have to reply in one word.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be fast with my questions though.
Okay.
So you'll have to reply in just one word.
Okay.
My first question is, describe India in one word.
Buzz.
Favorite food, Indian snack.
Snack? It would be what we had just before. The
samosa?
Yeah, the samosas, yeah.
Okay.
Because the Golgappa is too much liquid.
Right,
Yeah.
got it.
So, yeah, samosa.
Next question is, favorite Assamese food.
Mutton thali.
That's not really Assamese.
Yeah, but the mutton thali in Assam comes with the Assamese thing on it.
Like mutton thali cooked in Assamese style.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, got it. One thing that you love about India.
How within a couple of 100 kilometers you can go from a city to wonderful nature.
One thing that you hate about India. Not hate, but not like about India.
Pollution.
Okay. Favorite state that you have traveled so far in India?
Ooh. No, I can't pick one. Honestly, like they're all different. They all have. I love Himachal Pradesh. I love Sikkim. I love Assam, but for different.
Reasons,
I can't pick one.
Got it. So if I ask, what's your favorite country then?
Ooh. Since I left France.
Yeah.
Can I give two?
Can you give one?
Yeah, India would be there. Yeah, India would be
there.
There.
We have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you watched any favorite, like not favorite, but have you watched any other Indian YouTubers?
Yeah, couple of them.
Which
but
one is your favorite?
Nomadic Indian, you probably heard of him.
Nomadic Indian.
Yeah.
Okay, he was also in Guwahati recently.
Yeah.
He was traveling, right. Okay. So the next question is very interesting, but you have to answer in one word. Which one do you prefer to live? Like, which one do you prefer? $10,000 in cash or living a life like a villager?
Yeah, living a life is peaceful life, so you have to go for that.
Okay. So 3 Hindi
Are you
words.
going to take me to a village after?
We can. Not an issue. So coming to my next question, it's 3 Hindi words that you have learned.
Hindi Sikha.
Okay. That does it.
Because that's my goal number 1. So I could have said many things. But
3 Assamese words that you have learned.
Oh, that's unfortunately, out of 10 Assamese words I've learned, 9 of them are slang, so I wouldn't even say them here. So, kick over.
Okay, that's pretty good. Good. Okay, so what is the best comment that you have ever received?
Something related to what I told you before. So people would tell me, so happy that I follow you because I get to see places I would never be able to see.
When you first started out as a YouTuber, were you embarrassed to tell people that, I'm into YouTube? That's what happens with many people.
Somewhat. I wouldn't say embarrassed, but because you can't really make a career out of YouTube. I mean, unless you make it to the top. Otherwise, it's hard.
Okay. So the rapid fire round is done, and there is one last question before we wind up the talk show. The last question will be for all the viewers watching who would love to start a solo journey, maybe riding, maybe a solo journey, backpack journey. What advice do you have for them as an experienced rider and a solo, tourist?
Take warm clothing with you because you're gonna get cold at some point. No, I would say it depends on the journey. I think, again, I don't want to sound like I'm different or anything, but my journey was very unplanned, very like it came out of the blue. So I was not ready myself. I learned to be ready as I, ride along. So budget is very important thing. So whatever, you should work out a daily budget, and on top of that, always add like 20 to 30% to that budget you worked out, because you will always have extra expenses. Even if you work out and extra expenses in your daily budget, there will always be more. So it's very important, because if you don't work out your budget well, you might end up have to come early home you don't want this to happen. You want to really get the money thing out of your mind to fully enjoy the riding. Yeah.
I think with that, we would love to thank Pierre for all the time today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, guys.
The next episode, we'll have another guest, another interesting story to tell. Till then, this is Shobhik signing off for today. And please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the Assam Tribune. Thank you.